Of you here, let me give you a call over because Mika Laiho, the flying Finn, will start this one on pole position. Zenderuva from nearby Antwerpen is the guy who joins him on the front row. Sandro Lukovic, who we mentioned just moments ago, an Austrian driver who's driven very well with us in the past, coming back to a welcome return to RGMMC racing and finding form immediately. He will share row 2 with Sean Babington, Sean the reigning senior champion in this series, trying his hand now at DD2. Ferenc Kankshar is on the inside of row 3, the Hungarian driver. Same remarks apply to Ferenc as apply to Sandro Lukovic. With us a little while ago, lost a little bit of form perhaps, but finding form here in Belgium. Talking of Belgium, how about a Belgian coming as the defending champion, Matthias de Tige. He starts this one on the outside of row 3. The defending champion is in car 601. The world number 1, Ben Cooper, 3 times a Rotax world number 1, twice in seniors, once in DD2. He's on the inside of row 4 again, thanking Tim de Fighter in particular for the help in getting him on track after those early gremlins. Chris Sturken, the Dutchman I've not seen race a lot, going particularly well on row 4. Barry Pullinger and Martin Lippin, Martin's Lapins, complete the top 10 on row 5. Alexander Finkelstein, the Frenchman, Kevin Ludy, the Swiss on row 6. Andreas Backman of Sweden and Chris Ryback is from here in Belgium, row 7. Another Frenchman, Maxime Graoui, is on row 8 with Antti Rauno of Estonia. Luca Kamali and Chris Adams on row 9, and we pause when we mention Chris Adams because Chris is the first of the Masters to appear on row 9. Second of the Masters is Florent Lambert. He's on the inside of row 10, so effectively Chris Adams and Florent Lambert starting this one together. They're the guys battling out for the maximum points in the Masters category. Marcel Schermer completes the top 20. He's on row 10 alongside Florent Lambert. We heard from Lucas Orrick moments ago. He feels that there's some good drivers out of position down there, and that includes him. Well, we'll sign up to that, Lucas. You're alongside Paddy Pierce on row 11. Just behind you, the Flying Scotsman, which is Sean Slavin. He's on row 12 with the German Pascal Marshall. Row 13 is Julien Raudin, the Frenchman, and Maxi Fleischmann of Germany. Row 14, Gilles Blonder of Holland and Mario Vendler of Estonia, a former world number 2. Harald Kaklis and Nicholas Olsen of row 15. Don't be put off by a row 15 start. Harald Kaklis is a potential top 10 finisher. Jano Toysing and Alexander Zenkin, row 16. And the grid completed by Alex Beggy and Alexis Corso. The DD2 final will be run over a race distance of 16 laps, scheduled away at 13:30. They're just about to go on their warm-up lap, and calling the race for you will be my colleague Chris Hartley.
How the nerves came. My heart's fluttering. I'm not even out there. I'm just watching this. The tension mounting now. It's been a huge build-up to this over the winter. And all week long, drivers have been testing and practicing. Had the Winter Cup a few weeks ago in Campinos in Spain, building up to this. And of course, had the qualifying heats yesterday, and then the pre-finals earlier on today. And it's all now about this one race, the opening round of the championship, a 4-round championship. So it is crucial to get off to a good start in the season. At the end of the year, the drivers are able to drop a couple of scores. They can drop their worst score from a pre-final and their worst score from a final. But still, you don't have too many bad races, and it's always good to get off to a really positive start in terms of banging in the points at the start of the season. So it'll be 2 formation laps. You can see the cars. There's Mika Laiho on the pole position, the green and white Tony Kart race suit, the orange helmet, the Finnish driver who is worth making the points again, won this race last year. He also got on the podium at Salbris toward the end of the season in France and was a consistent point scorer. Drives for NPT Racing. And then behind him, we heard from Zenderuva on RTMFC TV as he spoke to Tiff Chitman. He's going to be in car 603, starting this on the front row of the grid as well. Actually, in between them at the moment is Sandro Lukovic on this formation. That is first to warm up at Sandro. The spot with the orange, the red race suit, the orangey yellow helmet. He's actually shown us second through the screen there to start this race from 3rd position. And Sean Babington is in the blue race suit with the yellow, white and orange colours on his helmet. the British driver. So on the front row, we've got a Finn and a Belgian. On the second row, we've got an Austrian and a British driver. And then row 3, French Canchar, who's been on very good form this weekend in kart 629. And the Hungarian sharing that third row of the grid. The reigning champion, Matthias DD2, Matthias had to have a great comeback drive at the pre-final. Having got caught up in an incident mid-race, he was down in something like 18th position at one point. He fought back, finished 8th, and then got promoted to 7th when Ben Cooper was given that 3 seconds penalty. And on the road behind him now, 4th row of the grid, was to watch in any race because he's the world champion, Ben Cooper. British, but races in Canada as Canadian race licence, and Chris Sturgeon did as well.
Can I just mention from Canada, good luck to Ben Cooper from Don, Dorothy, Price and Blake Choker in Vancouver, BC. Don and Dorothy particularly, I promised that I'd give you a shout. You're sending the message to Ben Cooper. He's going to go well in this one, I feel sure. Chris Hartley.
Yeah, thanks, Ken. Good to hear more worldwide viewers to IDMC TV. Messages from Malaysia, from Australia yesterday, and from over in Canada. UK and Holland. It's been great to hear from you all. Right, hope you enjoy the race. We're almost there at the start there. You can see on screen the cars just coming up towards the final turn, being bunched up now by the front 2 row men. Hopefully for a first time start. It's a 16-lap race this. It's less than a minute a lap, well less than a minute a lap. So around about 15 minutes this race should be taking place for the first of 3 finals that we have in the round of the championship at Genk. The engine lights will begin to build fairly soon. The red lights are on, the eyes fixed on the gantries. Who's going to get off to the best start here? Red lights go. No, they don't go out. It's going to be a full start. A full start, so they're not bunched up enough, and they'll be sent round again. Woo, we're just about ready to go then, and now we're going to have to bring it all back down. So another lap for these drivers to go around, and most of them, no doubt, on fresh slick tyres for this one, having tried to save a set of the motor tyres. The slick tyres for brand new rubber in this final. So, Zender confident in his interview with Tiff ahead of the race, confident they had a bit more in the bag. Could have won the pre-final, he said, but just wanted to get through. 34 points to the winner of the pre-final. He had out in front of the picture, so he should hit the championship leader coming into this in the first.
And Chris, I'm being told that my first take on that was that it wasn't very level at the start, but it was the formation in the middle of the grid that was unsatisfactory that resulted in that start being aborted. It didn't look a very level break, but that was not the reason for the false start or the aborted start. It was the problem in the middle order of the formation.
Yeah, well done with that, Ken. The front few rows actually did quite a good job, didn't they? They're all experienced up there. So it was more to do with the middle of the pack. So the step rounds. Of this lap, that's the view you can see coming towards the end of that. So it's a good overtakes into that corner. So right then left flick through the S's through turns 9 and 10. And then you'll see them on the next camera shot coming into the final turn. Right hand overtaking is possible, but tight. Here we go. This is the final, the view into the final turn, which leads on to the long start finish straight then. This right hander. It's spread out the back coming into this final turn. But so he falls really at the front row drivers because they keep a constant pace here. So the inside line for the pole position driver, Mika Liho. Zender alongside Sandro Lukovic, Sean Barrington on row 2, French Canchard, Matthias DD2 from the 3rd row. This time it is the start, the race gets underway and way clear. He's Mika Liho back into the first turn. Sandro Lukovic is going to tuck in behind him, but Zender is trying to fight back around the outside. He's in the 3rd place at the moment. Barrington on the outside, French Canchard's in the inside. Mika Liho leads Zender does get back up to 2nd, and all but that good start. Sandro Lukovic has dropped down into 5th place. He gets run out wide, so French Canchard's gone through. I think it was a good start for Ben Cooper as well, who looks like he's gained a couple of places, and I think he's 4th at the moment. So the top 3 run down the back straight for the first time with Mika Liho leading Zender over here at the start of this race. The one that Sean Barrington didn't make a particularly good start either. He's dropped down the order of place or 2 as well, and then come out of the left-hand hairpin at turn number 8 back down towards us in this first of 60 laps of the race. We'll keep an eye on the progress of those coming back as well through the field. There are some quick drivers at the back of the field, and it's Ben Cooper going from 4th to 3rd as Ken spots there coming into turn 10. So Ben Cooper, great start for him from the 4th row. The grid is up to 3rd place, but Fred Canchard is coming back at him. He's right on his rear bumper as they come towards turn 1, but he can't find a way through. So at the end of lap number 1, we got Mika Liho under all sorts of pressure here from Zender over Ben Cooper with a fab start up to 3rd place. Fred Canchard is 4th, and then Sandro Lukovic is in 5th then.
Very hard to understand Zenderuva starting, you know, not for the first time. We've seen this talented driver slow at the start. It often results in himself not being in too much difficulty, but balking the people behind him, of which Sean Babington, which you called in commentary, definitely a non-beneficiary, and Matthias Dettige as well. However, Zenderuva quickly took him behind Mika Laiho. This is a 16-lap final, but Mika Laiho on the opening lap was looking over his shoulder at Zenderuva. Indeed, as he might. And there is the first move by Zenderuva for the lead, and he takes it. Well, Chris Hartley said moments ago that it's tight to overtake on the final turn. Yes, it's tight, but Zenderuva executed, but Mika Laiho has repaid the compliment. And Ben Cooper's sitting there thinking, I see, that's what you're going to do, is it, guys? Well, I'm the world #1. You'll have me to contend with shortly. Zenderuva back in front, and this time Ben Cooper goes with him. Down the freeway straight for the third time in this DD2 final. Zenderuva from nearby Antwerpen, although he's in the south of Spain at Ronda at university at the moment. Ben Cooper, well, was from the London area, but now lives in Quebec. And I have to say, Ben Cooper's transition to a Canadian hasn't taken any of his talent away. Heading towards the end of the third lap, Ben Cooper coming under pressure from Mika Laiho, and Mika Laiho goes back into second place. That was one I didn't see coming, and Zenderuva increases his lead to 0.4 of a second.
Florian Lambert's made a great start in the Masters category, just outside the top 10. He's in 13th place, so he's leading that one very nicely indeed. Antti Ramo, the Estonian, pulls into the pits. He's had a moment on the previous lap, so Antti, I'm afraid he's out of the race. Down into turn 5 into the right-hand hairpin, there they lead back with Deruva leading the way. Second is Laiho. Third now is Ben Cooper, and French Kanchar is in 4th place. Yellow flags at the end of that back straight, so no overtaking there. In 5th place, we've got the Austrian, Sandro Lukovic. Then Sean Babington running in 6th place now. And then we've got Dettige up to 8th position. So Matthias Dettige in car 601, just away from the top 6 now. The reigning champion has had a particularly good first couple of laps, but he's not too far away. Right behind him, Barry Pullinger, who did make a good start to the race, and Kevin Ludley rounding out the top 10 positions as it stands now. 3rd and 4th are going to go nose to tail over the start finish line down towards turn 1. Ben Cooper, though, has come under all sorts of pressure from French Kanchar into that first corner on the last 2 or 3 laps, and he's been able to hold it station. He's been able to keep him at bay, and there's a good battle brewing now for 5th place, because Sandro Lukovic and Sean Babington are pushing each other hard as they go down towards the right-hand hairpin at turn 5. But I think they're trying to work together now to close this gap back up to the top 4. The race leader is Zenderuva. He's 3/10 of a second clear.
Well, I'm not sure whether Flo Lampard said he was going to annihilate or humiliate Chris Adams. Whichever it was, he's going the right way about it. Florian Lambert in cart 719 is running 13th. Chris Adams is out of the top 20 in cart 700. So in Masters, as Chris told you previously, Florian Lambert certainly got the upper hand over the former world champion Chris Adams. This is the start at lap 6 of a 16-lap DD2 final, and Ferenc Kanchar continuing to put pressure on Ben Cooper. Ben's slightly detached behind Mika Laiho. Mika Laiho will not want Zenderuva to get too much further ahead. But again, as Chris was calling in commentary, the Sandro Lukovic Sean Babington battle is a good one, and Babington goes from 6th to 5th as we speak, and Alexander Finkelstein looking to pile on the misery on Sandro Lukovic. I don't think Alex Finkelstein got through, but certainly the move by Sean Babington was a sweet one. That's halfway round the 6th lap, so Sean Babington up to 5th place, Ferenc Kanchar 4th, Ben Cooper 3rd, Mika Laiho 2nd, and Chris, Mika Laiho getting a little bit closer to Zenderuva.
Yeah, possibly. Probably ding on going on further back as well, trying to get in the mix with Sturken, and Sturken's picked up a place, then gone back a place into the pits. Has come 6-2-7. Sean Slavin, I'm afraid, with a problem, and a change of lead coming out of turn 1. Mika Laiho ahead of Zenderuva. Back into the lead of the race he goes. Cooper right there with him. Kanchar's just dropped back a cart length or 2, and you see on screen here coming into turn 5 through the right-hander. These 4 have just broken slightly clear now of Babington, but Babington is pulling away from Sandro Lukovic. He's left him for dead now, so Babington might put a couple of quick clear laps in him without any dramas. He might be able to catch that group. Finkelstein doing very well indeed. He is running just outside the top 6 in 7th place. Matthias de Tige is struggling for pace a little bit for whatever reason at the start of this race, and the reigning champion has fallen back now to 12th place. He's in that second group of cars, so the Belgian reigning champion having a very disappointing run here in the final, but there's plenty of time for him to come back. We're about to complete lap 7 of 16, and the top 3 then go charging down into the first corner with Mika Laiho and Zenderuva, the Finn ahead of the Belgian, then the Anglo-Canadian in 3rd place there, Ben Cooper, and then the Latvian French Kanchar running in 4th place. What about Sean Babington in 5th place? His lap time of 54.1. He's on the same lap time as the race leaders, but he's not catching them as yet. And Chris, as you turned away, Ben Cooper getting on the inside of Zenderuva, maybe even coming level with him, but Zenderuva on the outer of that hairpin onto the freeway straight, carried the speed through and maintained 2nd position. However, the message is Ben Cooper says, I'm coming through, and he does. On screen, you got the perfect view of that pass, and Ben Cooper, the world #1, and makes a little gesture. I think it was probably, hi Zen, how are we going? Happy Easter. But just in front of Ben Cooper, Mika Laiho has got 0.33 of a second. Zenderuva fighting back strongly, and while that pass happened, Ferenc Kanchar reattaches himself to the top 4, and Sean Babington not a million miles away. Surprisingly, not that much progress from the back of the field for St Patrick Pierce. He's only in 20th place. Lucas Sark a bit further ahead, but only up to 18th position now. Hamilcar Kaklis hasn't made great progress either. He's still down in 23rd position. Up at the sharp end of the field now, that's the cast, the leaders running out now up towards turn 8. Out of turn 7 into turn 8. Mika Laiho leads the way. Ben Cooper is there. French Kanchar is there now to 2nd place, 3rd. Now we have got Zenderuva, and down to 4th place has gone Ben Cooper. Sean Babington is reeling them in now, I reckon, in 5th place. And then a couple of car lengths back, you've got Lukovic and Finkelstein working hard to catch the leaders. I'm going to see a change of lead here on the way into turn 1. Not quite, but having to brake very, very late there was Mika Laiho to keep French Kanchar behind him. French, he's very much in the mix here, Ken.
Yeah, Ferenc Kanchar, looking the man most likely, isn't he? In about 3 laps ago, it looks as if he might be detaching. Oh, that's a lovely drive by Mika Laiho to close the door on Ferenc Kanchar, and he takes all 3/4 of a car length away. And also Zenderuva in 3rd place, able to close up on the Hungarian, the tall Hungarian Ferenc Kanchar. Just the tiniest little, well, there was a tiny gap between Ferenc Kanchar, Zenderuva, and then Ben Cooper, but I think Ben has closed that gap. Sean Babington just a little bit further behind, but getting a little closer. This is the end of lap 10. We are deep into the DD2 final. 10 laps gone of a 16-lap race, and Ferenc Kanchar has another quick peak, but Chris is saving that passing move until you are on the mic.
Plus, he's going to have to defend and attack at the same time. If he goes for a move, he's going to have to go for it and be committed to it, because if he did, the Zenderuva's right behind him. He's not doing it anymore. Throwing it down the inside there and getting the lead, but he runs wide onto the back straight. And Mika Laiho's got the inside line. Zenderuva going to try and tuck it behind him. Clever driving from Zenderuva. Laiho goes through, Deruva goes through, and Ben Cooper goes through as well. Clever stuff that from Zenderuva. He watched what was going on ahead. He realised that the new race leader was holding himself up, and then just glued himself onto the tail of Mika Laiho, and they both repassed Ferenc Kanchar, demoted him back down, and certainly Ben Cooper as well. So from 1st place, 2 corners later, he finds himself down in 4th position now. So the leader's coming out now to complete the next lap. There'll be 5 laps to go now, and it is Mika Laiho that leads. Zenderuva coming towards you there in 2nd. You can see the top 5 on your pictures online, glued together still. Cooper 3rd, French Kanchar 4th, Babington almost with them now, the back of that group in 5th place, and then around about 2 seconds behind them, we've got 2 cars on a similar pace actually, trying to come over for second. Yeah, down the inside, Ben Cooper gets ahead of Zenderuva this time, but Zen's good on the brakes, going down the back straight, but not quite close enough to get the place back. So Cooper, as you say, kept to 2nd now.
Well, Ben Cooper having an interesting race. There was a theory that if he could just work his way to the front, he would pull away from here. Not so. Mika Laiho shows that he has a massive armoury of, shall we say, experience to bring to this. Maybe a little bit more, probably not more than Ben Cooper, Cooper, but more than Zenderuva, probably more than Sean Babington and Ferenc Kanchar, and that's serving him well at the moment. He led by 0.154 of a second, it's now 0.426 of a second, albeit behind him there was that passing move. This is lap 13 of a 16-lap DD2 final.
Florian Lambert 15th continues to be well clear of Christoph Adams in terms of the Masters category. Onto the back straight. Mika Laiho has got himself a tiny bit of breathing space for the first time in this race. Ben Cooper is second, Zenderuva is third, but having to keep one eye on the fourth place car of Ferenc Kanchar, who was all over the back of him at the end of the back straight. He has now got Sean Babington on the back of this group. So last year's senior champion into DD2 this time for the 2013 season. Sean Babington is on the back of this queue now, and it looks like a 5-horse race for the last few laps on. Then we've got this, well, not really battling yet. We've got Lukovic and Finkelstein 6th and 7th. I think on this lap we've caught up a little bit that lead group. We'll just keep an eye on it. There's still a fair way back, but we'll look at the times as they go over the line in a second, because there might be a change for the third here. Ferenc Kanchar is quick going over the back straight, but he's not quite close enough to launch an attack down the inside. And just quickly looking at the times for Lukovic and Finkelstein, 54 2s, 3s, they're on almost exactly the same time as that lead group. So if they start fighting, they might catch them up, but otherwise they're struggling to close the gap, I think.
2.5 laps to go. Mika Laiho has about 0.4 of a second over Ben Cooper, the world #1. Zenderuva, the Belgian, racing here in Belgium in 3rd place. Ferenc Kanchar, who has led the race, trying so hard to get back into the opening mix, certainly want to be on the podium, if not better. And Sean Babington, far from out of a podium place in this, in 5th place, very much knocking on the door. This is the end of lap 14 approaching, so 2 laps to go. And Mika Laiho glances over his right shoulder. Ben Cooper doesn't see him glancing because Ben does a really low tip and Zenderuva gets under lead and takes Ben on himself right. Oh, Chris, that was a big error by the Belgian.
Yeah, well, he just lunged in. Zenderuva was under attack, really, and forced out wide, and it's dropped him back now. He's lost not only places, but quite a bit of time now, so he's way back to 5th, so he's suddenly now, it's become a 3-horse race here. Kanchar with a very late move, diving through. It worked for Ferenc because it did make it stick, and he has got through to 2nd place, and the one that benefited was Sean Babington, who picked up the piece. He slipped at the inside and went up to 3rd place. So Laiho leads, lapping a bit to go. Mika Laiho in the lead of the race. Through the shot they go up towards the final turn. Couple of car lengths back now. You've got Ferenc Kanchar, who instigated all of that with the last dash move on the brakes to get ahead of Zenderuva, and Zen won't be best pleased with that. Babington 3rd as they go on to the final lap.
The standards flag goes there to Luca Kamali. I think that was a minor indiscretion in many ways. Sorry, Chris.
Zenderuva horns are out. He's super late on the brakes. He's not going to get on the podium, but he wants to salvage better than 6th place out of this, so he's trying to catch Sandro Lukovic now. They head down the back straight, and that looks like it might prove to be the decisive move of the race, because not only did it change 2nd and 3rd, but it also has just given this tiny bit of breathing space again to Mika Laiho with half a lap to go.
Well, Mika Laiho, I hesitate to say breathing space as Chris has done, because I would hate to put the commentator's curse on, but boy, would you not want to be Mika Laiho now? The checkered flag is being fingered in the bottom of your screen. You can see him go through. A very relaxed look over his left shoulder. Ferenc Kanchar knows he's going to be 2nd, but cannot win the race. Onto the home straight at the end of 16 laps. Mika Laiho of Finland wins it. Ferenc Kanchar of Hungary 2nd. Sean Babington of the United Kingdom 3rd. They're the podium guys. Ben Cooper, the world #1 from Canada, is 4th. Sandro Lukovic, the Austrian, completes the top 5. Zenderuva will not feel that 6th place on his home track here in Belgium was a fair reflection. Those guys we mentioned a lot in commentary, behind them, a little bit of a gap behind them, Alex Finkelstein, the French champion, was 7th, Barry Pullinger, the Englishman, 8th, Kevin Ludi, the Swiss driver, 9th, and as Chris Hartley did say in commentary, Matthias Detti's the defending champion, struggling mid-race. He has to be satisfied with a top 10 finish, but only in 10th place.